Hey, hello, hello, hello. How are you? It is Tammy. It is Tuesday. It is not 2 o'clock, but it is time for Tuesday tips, techniques, and teachings. Let's see if I can turn my iPad over. Let's see if I can find us. How are you? The birds were singing today. It was 50 degrees. I got to go out and clean up a bunch of stuff out of the yard. It's been a really good spring day until I came down to do a little more cleaning in my studio. And if any of you guys do any total dazzled stuff, I picked up the light box that's behind me, and this was sitting on it. And apparently all the little lids were not closed. And so I have rhinestones. And I know this just looks like a trip. Rhinestones all over. And so that I spent the last half hour trying to sort some of them out. And I must say my patience have been tried. I'm going to move this off to the side so I don't knock it over again. Somewhere safe, right? You know, maybe if I put it on the ground, it can't go anywhere. Let's hope. So, anyhow, it kind of threw me for a loop. And even what I was planning on doing, I'm not even sure what that was. So I just grabbed me a surface, and I think we're going to do a bunny. Did the big bunny that for Cottontail Farms for Essential Stencil that we put the glasses on. And I just thought it would be fun to do another bunny that we could put glasses on. Let me just find you. Hi, Joanne. I see you. Thank you for being here. It's been a day. It's been a day. There's a whole lot going on in all sorts of places. It's just like, okay, breathe. Just got to breathe. But like I said, I got to hear the birds sing, which made me very, very happy. So I got my new bird feeder up that I got for my birthday. What else did I do? I planted more seeds. I separated seedlings that have gotten too big for their pots already. Did the lovely grocery shopping. I spent about an hour and a half at our booth this morning, taking some stuff there and making some changes. What else? No. So if you see anything with words behind me, I am going to be backwards. I'm not going to try to not be backwards. Let's see, there you go. With the colored ones, 52 pickup. Yeah. I wish it was just 52. I feel like I've been picking up for a long, long time. I just picked this round up, and apparently it was already painted pink, so that's what we're going to go with. And as I have reorganized everything, have I put anything back where it belongs? Probably not. But I've got two new pretty tablecloths, so except I don't like them. They're really, really shiny and slippery. But so I tape them down on the ones that I teach classes on, but this one should be okay. So if you look at my studio from where I'm at to that way, it's really made a lot of progress. I went through every one of my stencils. There was a lot of them. Got them all reorganized. So I found out the drawers where I've been putting them this way, that if I turn them, I could get 4 stacks in those drawers. So was able to organize a little more. So it's coming along. And I don't know about you, but as a creative, I feel like about the time I get it all organized, it's time to do a project, and then I mess it up again. Let me grab a pencil so I can kind of think about sketching this bunny. I have done this bunny before. It's the one that's kind of looking at you a little cockeyed, and I got the big ears. So I think I'm just going to kind of draw it out here really quick, like. If I can remember. I need to think a second. I might not even have to pull up a photo of what I did previously. There she is. Okay, I was pretty close. Look at that. So we're just going to come down here. This is going to be her head. I will be glad to share this as a tracer with you as soon as I am done painting this bunny with you today, okay? And I want to make sure that I'm doing with the eyes so I have the right size glasses. These are from TLC Crafters. She does those with oh, what is that machine called? It's not a laser. What is that called? Oh, shoot, it has a name. And she cuts out the glasses, so I've got, here, let me show you. Let me show you my glasses. When I said I wanted a few, she definitely came through for me. So she does the really big ones, which, hey, I didn't realize those are actually about the same size as my glasses. Those measure 5 inches across, or at least they do on the round ones. And then, hey, we might just have fun with glasses. We have this one, that size, and there's the round ones too. And then they get a little smaller, and then they get down to this teeny size. So she does a really nice job with it. Her name is Tracy. She went to school with me, high school with me, and she's just a sweetheart. I'm just trying to decide how big I want these to be, so I can kind of figure this out. Guess I can figure it out after we paint this. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this at all. Can you see that sketch at all? Probably not. You're going to trust me. So all I've done right now is I traced a pattern, or made a pattern. I'm going to put you down so you can see me. I'm going to fill this in with white. We'll do that first. Let's do that first. So let's find us some white paint. I'm going to move the glasses back. I'm pretty sure that's the size I'll need. Maybe I'll need that size. Guess it depends on where his eyes end up. Well, let's hang on to both of them. Or I might even change my mind completely and use the other shape. Let me grab something to put paint on. So Tuesday tips, techniques, and teachings. Sometimes it's just some little tips. Like the best tip I can give you today is make sure your rhinestones covers are on tightly. Or you could end up having to play 50,000 pickup like I'm going to get to do. My husband said he would have just thrown them away. I can't do that. It's just not in me. Don't know why, but okay. So down here, I'm going to grab some white paint. We are still so shadowy. I lost my main light, the light that hangs down from above us. And when Al went to change out the fixture, the sockety part broke off. And so we need to have that fixed. And it just hasn't happened. It just hasn't. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Mary. Hello, Cindy. Thank you for sprinkling. That is so sweet of you. And yeah, her glasses are really cute. So it's TLC, like Tender Loving Care, only it's for Tracy Lynn Cresswell. That was her maiden name. And TLC Crafters. And she also has another site that has more of her patterns on it. But tlccrafters.com should be able to get you there, or just look for her on the internet. Oh, I know the other exciting thing I want to show you. Look what I got. I got brand new brushes from DecoArt. I haven't even used them yet. I haven't even taken the sizing out. These came as a set of 5. So you've got a 1, you've got a 4 round, a 8 filbert, an 8 flat, and a 3/8 angle brush. I love DecoArt brushes. In fact, I just replaced my regular DecoArt brushes. If you ever go to decoart.com, I do have a link in the featured section that gives you a code you can use once every 6 months to get what, Tammy? To get 20% off. I'm just going to use this one. It's a little bigger. But their brushes are great, and they hold up really well. Hello, Deb. How are you? What pretty puppies are you painting today? Deb Giron does the most gorgeous dog portraits. And I'm going to say which one's wrong. They're a Springer Spaniel? No. They're a Spaniel of some sort, right? And she shows dogs. We all have so many fun talents, don't we? All right, so I am just going to do the shape of his head. Kind of a funky shape. But this is more of a whimsical bunny. Why not? Somebody was telling me today that when they paint bunnies, that they sell more brown ones than white ones. because people think white bunnies are Easter bunnies. You're drawing labs right now. English setters. They were okay. They weren't spam. Okay, I was wrong. English setters, gorgeous dogs and beautiful artwork. Oh my god, I should really send Deb pictures of my girls. I don't know if any of you have ever heard the story about me getting a paint by number of my girls, and it's one of my very favorite pictures of my girls. And it comes with all the paints. It came with brushes, of course, I wouldn't use. But I would get so frustrated painting that I had to stop because it was supposed to be a gift for Al. And I could not, in good intention, finish a gift that made me angry every time I did it. So it still sits half finished. Oh, a hip replacement. Ooh. Well, I'm glad you're healing. Hopefully that makes life easier after all. I'm sure the recovery's been challenging, but you're a trooper, girl. You're a trooper. So, lots of changes with Facebook. I'm sure you've heard here or there or probably everywhere. That Facebook let us know very abruptly that they're no longer storing our videos. They will be automatically deleted after 30 days. I've been slacking, and so I've had to been backtracking to get a bunch of them downloaded and uploaded to YouTube. And I don't know if you know, I have a YouTube channel. I have not been overly active there. I'm going to need to become more active there. But if you wouldn't mind following me, or what do they call it there, subscribing me over on YouTube, I would really appreciate it. I can't go live on YouTube yet because I don't have enough followers. I know a lot of creatives who really actually prefer going live over on YouTube, and I'd be more than happy to give it a try when I create enough followers. So I'm going to give this bunny first. I don't know why I'm being so careful on the edges, but I am. So this bunny, like I said, is a little more whimsical. And she's got some pink inside her ears. And I do a little bit on TikTok. I should do more on TikTok too. But you know what? I just don't have the bandwidth to do it all. I did a little better when I had my virtual assistant, but she went back to the real world. And I am not a great technology person. I'm just not. I should be. So let me flip this up real quick because I can't remember what I was doing. Aren't you glad you follow me? All right, so we're going to take a pink and we're going to just make something a little deeper. I don't know what color pink this was, and it really doesn't matter because I just want something that's, wild berry should be a good inner pink color. I've done this bunny many, many times. I'm not even sure where I originally saw it. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit on the corner of my brush, and then I'm going to have something. I don't have any plates. Sure I do. I got organized. I put them where they were. So you can do this on freezer paper or just like a paper plate. If I've just got a little bit on my corner, and if I push it down, it'll blend into that white, and that color will blend. So I'm going to kind of come in here and going to go bloop. And my ear is wet still, so it's going to get soft, which is okay. Soft is good. You can always come back and darken it. Oops, that I didn't want to do. Ignore the design change. It's not the design change I wanted. So I'm just going to come up here like this. Just soften that pink in there. And I probably can pick up just a tiny bit more. And I probably still have enough white on my brush to blend this one. So let's do the same thing here. I'm going to come up with a chisel bit of the brush. It's a little dry. Pick up a little water. Oh, there's the puppies. There's the puppies. They got walked today. Okay, so we have bunny ears. I'm gonna do a little bit of shading on them, not much. Oh, really? Facebook can be such a pain. It can be such a pain. It just bumped me off of seeing what you guys were seeing, and I really would like to see what you guys are seeing, so. Here we are. It says we're live. You're gonna show me that we're live? It's the other thing that Facebook is doing, like as a creator, if I pop off for a minute and I come back on, it puts me back to the beginning of the video, which is so helpful because that's not where we're at. It is YouTube is Cheers to Creativity, and there's some numbers behind it. I will post it again right after here because I don't remember the numbers. But you could probably figure it out if you search for me. It's my logo. It's not me. It's my logo. Is my picture. Is my whatever profile picture. I want to make him a little deeper here. I'm just picking up just a little bit, just to pull up a little more deeper in here. All right, so I want to shade him a little bit. So I think I'm just going to grab a little gray. It doesn't have to be super dark. Maybe just a little, maybe gray storm, just a little gray. Just so he gets a little shading in him before we add a face. Let's see, let's just go lightly around him. Doop, 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 doop. Just a little bit of shading. You know what else? He needs a little cheeks too. Take a little bit of this gray, just go on the outside of his ear, just a tiny bit. I'm actually going to pull some white fur too, but that way if I have some gray down, the white fur will look a little more like it belongs. Shade a little bit around the top of that ear, a little bit on the top of this ear. So far we've just used white. The pink I picked up was wild berry. This is gray sky. Okay. Let's peek up here again. So I'm going to go back to the little bit of pink. I'm going to pick a little white on there too. Pink and a little white. And I'm just going to think that he's, oops, that's probably too much. Probably going to need a little cheeky color. So let's put a little cheeky color in. I think he's okay. I think I'd like his forehead to be a little whiter. Okay, so we kind of got some little cheeks in there. We need a nose and we need some eyes. So I just made that wet again, so let's give it a minute to dry, or let's do this. I'm going to do his nose with a little bit of, I'm going to use the same pink, but I wanted I don't want it to be just pink. Does that make sense? Probably not. I'm going to pick up a little brown. This is just dark chocolate. This is just the big brown that sits on my turntable, but any brown, a burnt umber would work. I'm picking up that pink. I'm picking up a little bit of brown. I'm mixing them together. And so this is the color I kind of get with that. And I'm going to kind of decide he needs a nose about, I'm just going to give him like a triangle nose. So it's going to go like this. It's a little too high. Let's go right here. Boom. I might need to look at him real quick like. Just to make sure he's even. So tidy him up a little bit. There we go. Some things I can do upside down. When it comes to faces, I kind of like to have a little better idea what I'm doing. He's a little wet, so I let him dry, or I might have him with a blow dryer. He is going to have just this line that's going to come down. I think we can do it just with brown. It's just going to come straight down. That way. Yep. Go the other way. Go this way. Oops. I made a mistake. I made a boo-boo. I'm going to pick a little water up there. Just wipe that off. Okay. He's got a little bit of face. We're going to let that nose dry a little more before we do anything else with it. And let me see. Gracious. Oh, why do we make it so difficult, Facebook? 58, Cheryl? 80s in Southwest. Oh, you know what? I'll keep my 50. Oh, I'm glad you love following me. I missed some of these comments. Oh. Yeah, rewind's back. Use Graham bunnies. Yep. I don't think I do many brown bunnies. I'm trying to think. I don't think white bunnies are necessarily just Easter bunnies. Maybe it's because we have so many white bunnies in our yard. Although I think the last bunny that bit the dust around here was not a white bunny. All right. I'm going to give him some cute little eyes. And I'm going to start with that brown I just had. And pretend this is a big puddle of paint. It's a little puddle of paint. But when you go into your paint, roll your brush if you're using a liner or a round brush. And that's what gives you that nice little tip. Because this way I can stay on that tip and I can have nice skinny lines. But I have enough paint in that brush that if I push down, I can use it to fill in quite a bit of space. That's one of the really nice things about using a really small round. Now, I love a real tiny, tiny liner brush as well, but that's not going to hold as much paint as you can see that the body or the base of this one is much thicker, so it can hold more paint. See, there we go. There's a tip. Anyhow, I'm rolling my brush to get a nice, hopefully fine tip. And we are going to do two little ovals for his eyes. And the way we're going to do that is, I might have to look at him. I'm trying to think if I can do this upside down. We want one about here and one about there. But I also want to think about my glasses here real quick. So if I'm trying to think how big I want, what kind of glasses I want. Because that kind of determines where my eyes are going to go. What do you think? Should I do little or big glasses? What do you think? Should we do the littler glasses or the bigger glasses? I'm going to let you guys decide. And that way I'll know where to put my, you know, how big to make my eyes. I am not doing so hot, am I? Okay. Okay, I lost us again. Where did we go? Oh. Facebook on use big. I'm looking at my phone. My Facebook on my iPad has decided to update. So big. Okay, I see a couple big. So we're gonna go big. So I just need to do this then, because I know these are gonna sit like here, and I want his eyes to kind of show. Just give myself a little. Now here's another tip with eyes. You want your eyes to be the same distance away from your nose. So even though I'm going to use the glasses here, that's going to be my main thing. So I kind of dotted this one. I'm just going to do the outer circle of this one first, and I'm going to show you what I mean, okay? So I want these to be oval. So when you're doing your second eye, you want, this one's about, you know, about half of my brush length away. So that's about how far away I want this one to be too. So I'm going to use my little dot here that I had. I didn't dot enough, I'll tell you that. I'm going to try to make them as close to the same size as I can. So they're pretty close, but you can see they're really close to the same size. And when we go to put his glasses on, they should be pretty close. All right. Facebook is done updating. I can now go back to finding, oh my gracious. I mean, really, it shouldn't be this hard. Yes, take me back to the beginning. Yes, just do that, So I'm gonna fill part of these in with this brown, okay? And because I'm not gonna do the whole thing just black and white. So I want him to have a little bit of color in his eyes. And I will go back over around that oval I just did with black when I put in his pupil. He's going to have brown irises. Or brown irises. Yeah, that's an iris. He's a brown-eyed bunny. Not a brown-eyed girl, but a brown-eyed bunny. He could be a brown-eyed girl bunny, I guess. Okay. He looks really, really weird right now. I'm going to take that black. Oh, did I find my black? I did. Do you think it's time for Tammy to get a new paint bottle? I buy the big 16 ounces and I just fill my paints back up on colors like black and white, but I think it's time to actually break down and buy a new black paint bottle. This one has seen better days. Better days. But what are better days? I try exceptionally hard not to do anything political on my page. It's been really hard the last few days. Really hard. Oops. This might be why I got new brushes. This one has a little hair that has a mind of its own. I might have to switch brushes here. I'm filling in his pupils. And again. While our eyes are not exactly the same, we do try when we're painting other eyes to make them as close to the same as possible. Just need to see this so I can see the whole eye here real quick. And I'll turn them back around. And I'm going to take that black and I'm just going to go around the whole eye where I had originally done the brown. Same with this guy. I think I'm just going to softly even outline a bit of that pupil and give him just a couple little lines in his pupil. Okay. I'm going to outline. Oh, he's going to need to be shaded first. Hold, please, on that idea. I'm just going to give him a couple little eyebrows. I'll do this way. Boop, boop. And I think on this guy, I might even pull some skinny lines. Let's do a skinny one off the bottom. And let's pull a couple in toward the middle. Need just a touch of white just on the tip of my brush. I'm gonna give him a little dash on the lower, I gotta think of that's the lower right. Little dash. And I'm gonna give him a dot in the upper opposite side. Left, I guess. Okay. I want to shade his nose a little bit. I'm going to use my new brush. Where are my new brushes? Ooh. When you get new brushes, make sure you rinse that sizing out of them first. Otherwise, they crack because so once you take it out, then they're nice and flexible. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that straight pink. And I'm just going to go across the top of his nose. I'm also going to rinse that out and pick up just a little bit of brown on the corner of my brush. And again, I'm just going to walk it. That's what we call it when we push back and forth in the same spot. And I'm just going to kind of like give him a little bit of a little extra facial features. Now, he's going to need whiskers. And he's going to need some little outlines around I'm going to outline his nose, and I'm going to give him some fur. So let's start with the fur. So we're going to go back to my white. Now, there's there's many brushes you could use to do this. You can use a round and just use that pointy tip. You can use the chisel edge, that skinny edge of a flat brush. Or you can use even something like a rake brush. Let me grab a rake brush. Okay, let me show you how those look. I'm going to be doing this in white, but I want to show you so you can see this. So if I use a rake brushes come in different sizes. If you don't have one, this is a great little set. It comes with 3 different sizes. I get mine on Amazon, and they're very inexpensive. Very inexpensive. Okay, and it makes lots of little hairs all at one time, like that. You can barely see that. Let's do this with black so you can see it. See that? Makes lots of little hairs. Okay? If I was going to use the chisel edge of my brush, I would hold it this way to make the skinniest lines I could. But if I'm making fur, I can do something like this. Okay? Rinse that out. And then whether I'm using a liner brush or a round brush, I'm going to bring it to a nice little tip. Maybe if I can make the paint actually show up. And you have different ways to do hair. I'm not doing black. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Jan. I'm going to use white. And if you have a hard time getting those marks to be thin enough, just thin your paint with a little bit of water. And I'm just doing these little hash marks all over him, just like you can see some of his little fur just kind of extending out. I'm not being careful at all. I'm just giving him he's a little disheveled. He looks a little more disheveled. Probably more like I do in the mornings. Not quite all here in one spot. What are the name of the brushes? The rake brush I use is from Royal. I will plop a link for you after I get down. When I'm not live. They're from Royal, and they're actually a kid's brush. And let me stop and put this in the water for a second. Let me get the other two. They are a set of 3, and I think I have all 3 of them right here. 1, 2, 3. And so there's 3 different sizes. Can you see that? And so like, let's say you were doing a beard and a mustache. This would be a better one to do the mustache with. And then you have a couple different sizes. So very, very, like I said, I think the set is like less than $8, or it was last time I bought a set. So I will put a link in there. I think you can find them at Michael's sometimes too, but Michael's and I aren't speaking right now. So, and Joann's is going out of business, and so I'm going to have to find a new supplier, I think. I will still shop Michael's, but I will only shop online and pick up. I am not about to be told I have to self-check out. And when I self-check out, for them to tell me I can't use my debit card as a credit card really annoyed me. And so there you get to find out another really weird thing about Tammy. She doesn't like to be told what to do. I always look at it this way. I hope that we are employing people and that they're making a decent wage, and therefore I don't work for Michael's, so I don't check myself out at Michael's. The same is true at Walmart or any other place. And yep, I've been known to boycott places that only do self-checkouts. I can be a little sassy that way. What can I say? Okay, can you see that he's just got some fluffy hairs? But it just kind of adds a little something to him. Just gives him a little more character. I don't know what color pink this is, but it is pretty, isn't it? I might have to do some color matching because I do not, I think, is that it? Do you think it might be vintage pink? I think it might be vintage pink. And I would almost guess that it's vintage pink plus a little white. I do try every once in a while every once in a while I'll get in the mood and I will come and just try to prep a bunch of surfaces so that I have them ready for either a live or when I have to do something for Essential Stencil. But I should be smart and write down what colors I use. Or sometimes what happens is I come down here and I have to do a project or need to do a project and I procrastinate. And the way I make up for procrastinating is I at least say, well, as long as I'm prepping a surface, I'm still working, right? All right, I'm just going around his ears. He's going to need some whiskers. I'm kind of making his hairs go different ways purposely so that it was the look I wanted for him. I wanted him to be a little scruffy. Jan, you and I should go shopping together. Oh, I was so feisty the first time that they did it. And I had just had my PIN compromised. And so I was being told by my bank to not use my PIN for right now. And I got a manager who told me that the banks wouldn't allow them to be debit transactions. So I picked up my phone, I called my bank, and they were lying. They were lying. Okay, so he needs some whiskers, right? We've got eyebrows. Oh, we're gonna outline his nose a little bit too, just so his nose stands out. His nose is kind of not quite showing up as much as I want. So I'm gonna come here. Remember when you're lining something, look where you're going, not where you're at, and that way you will have smoother lines and it's a little easier to outline things. Now I already did his mouth in brown, but I'll probably extend this black down on one side of that brown too, just so it stands out a little more. But then I'm probably going to go back to brown for his whiskers. I can always come back and make them darker, but it's hard to make them lighter. Okay, so I'm going to thin down that brown a little bit. I'm going to roll my brush to a nice fine tip, and I'm going to come and go bloop, 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 bloop. Sound effects always help, or at least me. Okay, what do you think? I might need to add a little black to that brown because I can barely see those whiskers. But now that I have them, I can kind of come back here, go bloop, 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 bloop. All right, so now we have whiskers on our bunny. And I need to just, don't think I'm missing anything. I think he's looking pretty good. I think he just needs those glasses. So we're going to need to paint those glasses. We wouldn't have to paint them, but I like to paint them. Now, if you were going to do this same shape on like a card, what I would do instead of doing that white around that I just did, I would probably do that with a pen if I was doing this on paper. In fact, I recently just did that. But so we've got our bunny. We know the glasses are right about there. I think that'll work. So now it becomes, do you leave them natural? Do you paint them? I like painting them. I also liked adding some bling to them. So, but he looks sad. You think he looks sad? Oh no, I thought he looked whimsical. You think he looks sad? Let me see what I can do. Well, how can we make him look less sad? He's perplexed. Do you buy perplexed? Well, no, that wouldn't do it. I tried to see if I turned him upside down if it would look better, but he doesn't. What if we give him, here, give a little brown. Nope, don't like that. I think he's perplexed. I don't think he's sad. I think he's perplexed. I think we're going to go with perplexed. Maybe we can pull him up a little bit. I'm making a mess. I'm making a mess. Let me pick up a little bit of my brown. Oops. No pink there. Put a little pink here. Like a little bit of a lip there. Is he better? I think he's okay. So, glasses. How about, I have a lot of rhinestones I could put on. I'm just going to set him aside for just a second. He looks worried. Okay. Well, you know, Easter's coming around the corner. What if you're somebody who eats lamb or eats rabbit? No, I'm kidding. So what color do we want to make his glasses? I'm thinking he looks better. You guys are a hoot. How about silver glasses? What do you think? I think silver will work. If silver doesn't work, maybe we'll end up adding some bling to them. We'll see. So I'm just picking up some silver paint. He's worried because have you seen all the different kind of peeps there are this year? Oh my Lord. Or maybe that's been that way for a while and I've just been blind, but oh my Lord. They have hot tamale peeps. They have Sour Patch peeps. Aren't peeps just supposed to be peeps? I mean, really. I mean, it was bad enough when they started being every shape imaginable, but I gotta learn to go with the times, I guess. We are trying to get used to Al's new schedule. He's kind of taken on a new role, and I'm just not used to him not being here all the time. So I kind of miss him. So, painting my little glasses. I think the only way to do this is to get my hands a little dirty. Okay. Before we put those on, we're going to have to let them dry. We'll find a blow dryer of something or of some sort. Peeps are gross. Silver with rhinestones. Well, have I got a deal for you? I have rhinestones galore to pick from. Maybe that's one way to deal with the vast number that I have. Although, being the slightly anal person that I am, I probably still would rather pick them up from the box that they came in, which I now don't know what happened to. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Is it dry? It's dry enough. So we said rhinestones. Well, let's just make sure that they're going to look okay on here. I think they're going to look good. So let's add some rhinestones. Let's add some rhinestones. Let's find some glue. There, I've got the glue. I have the little picker pen. And if I had the box, I would pull them off of the box. Where did I do with the box? Here it is, right here. So here we go. Let's do this. I'm going to use as big as I can without them being too big. Let me see how this one would be. I'm going to just try this little gem. I'll make a tracer for them, guys, and I'll put it on afterwards. Oh, I think that's like perfect. Perfect. We're going to use that size. All right. So I'm just going to put out. I don't like to do too much of the glue at one time because it does dry rather quickly. Let's get this much on here first. And we'll start with this guy that I didn't actually glue down to anything. And then I'll come in here. I know I should grab one of those little trays. I don't know if you remember when I started doing this with Totally Dazzle, I am not a good crafter. I mean, I'm a much better painter than I am a crafter. But, hey, I'll play the game. And Mr. Spot. Super, super nice company. I'm going to have to tip a couple of them out because I can't get into them. Let's move that over there. Oops. That does not look like the right size. That does not look like the right size. I put that one in the wrong spot. All right, no fear. Now I've got rhinestones hanging out for me. All right. Try this again. And because I don't do this stuff very often, I'm not very quick at it. And that probably frustrates me even more than it frustrates you guys watching. I have another question. So, another group I'm in, we were talking about what people are decorating with, what they're buying, that kind of thing. So do you guys decorate for Easter or do you decorate more for spring? I don't do as much. I don't know. I guess I still do a little bit of it, but I mean, I don't have. We sometimes don't even see the grands for Easter because it started off as being their kind of their holiday that they didn't have to share with the parents all the time. But I guess we've had them the last couple of years. And I always do baskets for the kids, but... And I do decorate a little bit for Easter. I mean, I don't go all out. I mean, it's not like Christmas, but... I was hoping that the Cottontail Farms that I did for Essential Stencil with the big bunny with the glasses the first time wasn't going to sell, so I could put that in my foyer, but it's sold, so we will. And add a bunny or two, okay. Spring with a little Easter. So that's kind of what it sounds like. I mean, right now, I feel like, for me, what I'm seeing when we sell, I'm seeing people leaning a little more toward definitely spring, but maybe even a little more gardeny. Does that make sense? I mean, I love my garden. I don't decorate my garden. I do have like plant markers, but we had hid an estate sale that had a bunch of vintage planters, and we did those last week on our Thursday, Thrifty Thursday, and sold a bunch of those. Come on. These are going to be so fun. How to upcycle or up a project just with little glasses. And Tracy's prices are really, really good too. I got one half these glasses about done. Come on. At least I don't pretend that I know what I'm doing. Yeah, when the kids were littler. Well, actually, I remember when my kids were little. I mean, I remember when I was little, you know, back in the dinosaur age, you know, Easter was kind of like a spring holiday. Well, it is a holiday, but I mean, we often got, you know, an Easter basket, but you usually got something else with it. I remember when my boys were little, you know, Easter's when they got their Hot Wheels. Not Hot Wheels. Yeah, the one where you rode, not the little cars, but or those called big wheels. I can't remember. Oh, jeez, I'm getting old, girls. Getting old. But it beats the alternative. Okay. All right. We're gonna have these rhinestones on here pretty soon. Really, we are. I think this is the wrong size again. No, that's okay. It's all right. I like the bigger rhinestones, but then I don't have as many to play with later. I guess I'll have to buy more. Or just learn not to throw them on the floor. Jeez. It was one of those slow motion things. Oh no. When I put glasses on one of the little heart bunnies that I do, I actually put a little piece of wood underneath it so it raised it up a little bit. I really liked that. Let me do that with this guy too. The glue probably doesn't as dry as fast as I am just slow. One of the creatives I follow is doing in-person retreat, and I've talked about it for years. Oh. It's hard to know when the right time is, but one of the places I've gone the last few years, Diverse Woodworking, who usually does theirs in July, isn't doing it this year, so I don't know. I've given it a little thought. Would you like an in-person retreat? Would you go to an in-person retreat? What would be a good time to go to an in-person retreat? What would you like to do? Let me just pick your brains while I'm rhinestoning glasses. I think it'd be fun to do it at a lake house. I don't happen to own a lake house, but I suppose I could rent one. We did that one year for Al for his birthday. We rented a lake house for a week. It was a lot of fun. It was also very expensive. Come on. I think we just get a couple left. Come on. Work with me. Scooch this one a little bit this way, and this one a little bit this way, and I should be able to get this last one on here. And okay. Did you see that? I closed the other thing. When you're using this glue, you always stick that thing back in it. You would go to one, Cindy? All right. Well, maybe I should think about it. Oh my gracious. Good gracious. How cute is he? She. I think she's she. I think that has to be a she. I'm going to scooch it a little bit this way. I think. Pretty good? You wouldn't go on one. Okay. Cindy would not. Oh, you have the flopsy porcelainer? Yep. All right, so what I did when I glued the last one on that I was saying is I just found a little piece of wood, and I think I did it with a popsicle stick. Do I have a popsicle stick? I do have a popsicle stick. I think if you just lift it up a little bit, it just helps them sit up a little better. So I'm just going to break this. Sure, I'm just going to break this. Yeah, and it needs to be small, so we're going to have to cut it. And I probably want to make it silver too. Oh, that works right. See? And I could do a little one right by each of his temples. Okay. And another one. My puppies are barking up a storm there. And let's get this one more. Okay. That disintegrated. But I think maybe if I just do it here, I just lift him up a little bit. And turn the rhinestones over. We need to touch this up with paint I can on the inside. So let's just do this real quick. A little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And I'll put this down here to raise him up just a tiny bit. And a little spot in here. This is probably totally unnecessary, but I liked having the little extra space. I need another little piece. Just a little piece over here. guess I did put glue there already. And just like such. Come here. It's a good thing I can paint. I'm not a good crafter. All right. Now, we're going to remove the extra cobwebs in there. I'm going to put glue down here. And here. And we're going to see about getting this guy secured. Turn him over. Position him. And voila. I think we have a jazzed up bunny. I think the pink ears and the pink background, I might like to, maybe we just add some little dots just to break up the background a little bit. Isn't it cute? And I probably could do that. Just grab the stylus. Clean off the tip. Oh no, I just broke off the tip. Well, it is Tammy's day for things to go flying on the floor. Huh. Uh-huh. Okay, I think it's clean enough to do it. Let's just see. Oh, I just think single dots are good. Yep. You could definitely put a saying on this, but I think she kind of speaks for herself. Dot, dot, dot. There it goes. All right, guys. There's Tuesday tips, techniques, and teaching. So hopefully we taught you something. Hopefully there was a tip or two. And hopefully you like the bunny. You know what? She might be really cute if we added a little pink bow down on her neck, too. But I definitely love the glasses. I will put a link in for, what did I tell you? I'll put a link to Tracy's Facebook page. And the brushes. Anything else? Did I miss anything? I think that's it. All right. It was good to spend a little time with you on this Tuesday. I hope tomorrow is just as sunny and beautiful as it was today. It really wasn't all that sunny, but at least it was 50. It made me happy. And we'll catch you next week. Tuesday, or Thursday, we're doing another Thrifty Thursday on Essential Stencil at 6 p.m. And then at 7, I will be over on Essential Stencil. Hey, Thursday, that's what I was going to tell you. I have a project I want to do, and I just want to do it for fun for you guys. And it doesn't require a pattern, but it is the hydrangeas that I had done a reel on. And since I am participating in some activities on Friday, which will not include me being on social media, I thought maybe we should do it on Thursday. So I have to think. Thursday. I'm guessing probably around 2. That's probably my guess. Because there's something else going on Thursday. What is it? Oh, I'm getting my nails done Thursday, which I usually do today, but she's sitting on a beach, so she can't do my nails. So Thursday I get my nails done, and then let's start at 2 o'clock. Let's do the hydrangeas. The hydrangeas are so fun. You can do them in any color. I'm going to show you how to do them on a dark background and how that makes them pop. So if you really want to paint along with me, this one might be one that is really easy. All you would need is a surface. You would need any color you want your hydrangeas to be, and a green to do a couple leaves. And I can do the hydrangea petals with a round, with a flat, with a filbert. So really flexible. So, and a scruffy brush to lay down the color. All right, guys, thank you again so very much. I appreciate you. I will also put the link, that's the other thing, to the YouTube that is Cheers to Creativity. And there is a number of things that are on there already. A lot of times the Tuesday tips gets put over there. A lot of the Essential Stencil stuff. It's also where I house a lot of classes that I do that once they're no longer on Facebook, they're over there. So, hey, you know, we just pivot. That's all we do. We just go with the flow and we pivot. Have a great evening. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.